Hey everybody, this is Dream, and today we have a two-game college basketball slate that starts at 1 o'clock. This slate is pretty interesting. There's one game that's 152-point spread, or total, with 2-point spread for Indiana State over Belmont. And then we have Bradley and UNI, which has a 9-point spread, and Bradley's favored. That's only 135 total points. Belmont, Indiana State, and Bradley have the highest scoring games on the slate, from 77 to 73, and then UNI is at 62 points. This slate is very interesting. I'm going to go ahead and get into the team plays. Before I do, can you guys hit that like and subscribe button? It really helps the channel a lot. I really do appreciate it. So for the guards, we have Ben Shepherd for Belmont. Now, he is underpriced for his potential here. He has a great matchup and should be in a great spot here. He has 32 fantasy points last time versus them, and he rebounds well. He has one sub-23 fantasy point game all season long. It was due to fouls, and that was the last game. He has big-time upside in this matchup. His price is just way too cheap. Same for Cameron Henry. He got hurt a few games ago, but he's good to go, and he's back starting. He had one bad game all year, not counting the game he got hurt in, and he is way priced below what I expected him to be priced at. I figured he'd be closer to $7,000, so he is a must-play on the slate as well. Both Shepard and Henry are both must-plays on the slate. Then we're going to look at Mass for Bradley. Now, he's a good option for Bradley, as you need to have somebody from this game, and he's the best option, to fill out your lineup. He has not been under 24 fantasy points since January 4th. He is double-double threat. He has some big, really good upside here. He's not a must-play, but he is a very good play, and even though he is somewhat expensive, he has a lot of viability on the slate. He's the best option from that game in general. As for the other Evan Bronze, he has some good upside here. He has two games where he had 2 games ago where he had 23 fantasy points for Indiana State, or this earlier. So he has some nice upside here. He does have a lower floor than some of the other guys at his price, but his ceiling is just as good, if not better, than most of them, and he has good time upside in this matchup. So then I'm going to get into the teams themselves here, and we're going to start with UNI. Now, UNI is the lowest scoring team on the slate. They have a 7 to 8 deep roster, and they play a few guys around 30 minutes. Titan Anderson does look decent, but is risky, obviously due to his team being the lowest scoring team. Everyone else is overpriced, and so I would avoid most guys there. They do have a couple value plays that are kind of interesting, and Cole Henry, but I would mostly avoid the team. Then for Bradley, they do have a 7-man rotation led by Mast as a top play on the team. Most of the starters are overpriced otherwise and harder to roster, but they do project to score a close amount of points, comparable amount of points to Belmont and Indiana State, so they do have some utility, but Mast is the safest option on the team. Then we're going to look at Indiana State. They are projected to win this game. It is also the highest scoring spread in the game by a lot, and it's a tight game. Cam Henry is a great play here. His team does go deeper on the bench than Belmont or Bradford does, but they still have some decent upside here. Cooper Neese looks like a good option, and Robbie Avelia also has some interesting upside. Then we're going to look at Belmont. And Belmont isn't favored to win the game, but is a high-scoring team. Shepard is a must-play here. Freeberg is a high-risk, high-reward option. This team plays a 6 to 7-man rotation, and all the starters have some upside here. Gillespie and Bronze have some good upside as well. I think they're the best team to draw players from, but obviously you can mix and match from these two teams. So with that said, guys, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below, and have a nice day, guys.